bro. So Reese, what is your bro? What is your family background like? What country are you originally from? And yeah, just even in general, like, what type of family are you from? Like, if you can talk a little bit about your family and your background.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it, bro.
I'll keep it like I'll keep it just tight.
Of course, bro. Whatever you wanna share with us, bro.
Thank you.
I would really I appreciate it. You get me?
Yes.
Because we just right now we're just getting to know you, man.
Yeah.
The more we can get to know you, especially for me personally, the more I can get to know you, the better, bro. You get me? Because like we keep on saying, this has been a long time coming, bro.
Yes.
Yeah. So go on, bro. Like, yeah.
So my mother's from Saint Vincent, and she wasn't born there, but my grandma was born there. My grandfather on that side was born there, and they came to the
Oh,
UK
decent.
back in the 60s.
Mm.
So they're like Windrush. On that side, I have like Windrush family. And on my father's side, they are ethnically they are Greek Cypriot people from Cyprus, um, which is cool. Like to have two island family, like families from two types of island:
Two types of
Mediterranean island,
yeah.
Caribbean island. My dad's family is they came to England because well, essentially there was like conflict in Cyprus,
Okay.
and so my great grandfather went to Egypt actually,
Yeah.
and in Egypt he was able to join the British Army there, and then that's how they made their way into the UK. So that was pretty. That's like the two family and how they both got to England.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like, your childhood, like you growing up, how was that like, man? How was Reese? How was little Reese?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get me?
Yeah.
How was
Yeah.
that like, man? Like from primary school, slowly moving on to secondary school, but just in general, like in terms of like childhood, because obviously everybody knows, like, like your early years, people, I didn't really know this until a good few years ago, probably when I done more research into it, like, your early years really, really, like shape who the person that you become eventually, right? Like your childhood,
Yes.
like there's so many different like moments within a lot of all of our childhood that really 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 important. You get me? So like yeah, man. Just in general, how was your childhood like?
I'd say that I had a really like accessible childhood, um, in terms of like, I mean, a lot of my childhood was in church. That's
Okay.
one. But then at the
Oh,
same
dope.
time, I was one of those. I was that child in church who wasn't really concentrating, didn't really want to be there, had my ears closed, if you understand. But I was just there.
Yeah.
So, but I was there, and so me being there now, I'm an adult, and now playing music and stuff. I feel the influence of that.
Mm.
But at the time, I was just like, I just want to get outside and play in forest.
Yeah.
So that was me. Like I'd go to play in the forest and like just explore,
Yeah.
be on my bike, and I was good at sports. And I wasn't so good academically, and that's pretty much like the overview of my childhood.
Yeah. You said, I think you said it a couple of times to be fair, like,
Yeah.
obviously you wasn't really that good academically because of certain reasons that you've spoke about already.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, the older you got, and obviously the more, the more you improved on your shaking and like whatever you was going through, like when you was young, whatever prevented you from, obviously being good academically when you was younger, like the older you got and when you got better, like, have you ever thought about, I don't know, maybe getting back into education, all of them thing there, or you thinking like, fuck that, man?
I mean, I considered it at one point. I did consider it, and then I was like, I don't need to do that.
Why not? Why not? Out of curiosity, why not? Because, by the way, the only reason why I asked you that as
Yeah,
well, because even for me, even till now as we speak, bro,
yeah, yeah,
I'm considering going back into education, and I'm always saying it openly here
yeah, yeah, yeah.
to my viewers, like when I was younger, like obviously I was in social care, by the way, so I got put into care for certain specific reasons. Again, I always share that, to be fair,
Mm-hmm.
like from year 7 to all the way through secondary school,
Mm-hmm.
I was in social care. But maybe once again, maybe that was part of the reasons why I didn't really enjoy education or whatever, because I thought I never had no discipline. You know what? You know when people say like, when you got discipline at home, you pay more. Sometimes kids with discipline at home, some of them anyway, they pay more attention at home,
Yeah.
at school,
Oh,
because obviously they're scared to get beats at home whatsoever. Because I
yes.
was in care, I never got that. So when I was young, I'll keep it real, bro. Academically, I wasn't that good as well. But first and foremost, I didn't really like school, bro. So the first opportunity that got like, you know, to get out of school, you know, when people say like it's in your hands now, really, you can either go work or you can stay in education, like sixth form, university. For me, I chose the first option, work in it. But now, like I said, going back to what I'm saying, now I'm really, really considering going back into education, man. Doing like, you know, to educate myself, at least to learn a craft, you know, to learn a craft that would basically help me in the long term with my platform and so forth. But yeah, for you, that's why I asked you that.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I've got to start by saying, Shafiq, like, I encourage you to go do that.
okay, I hear you, bro. Thank you. Yeah.
I encourage you to
bro.
go do that.
It's that my
Education is
soul.
important.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah,
The
bro.
pursuit of knowledge and the practical application of it is really, really important. And if for you feel like you need to go to uni
Yeah, bro.
that's part of your plan.
Not sure about uni, by the way. College. But bro, I'll keep it real with you, bro. Hey, speaking to
Whatever
existence,
one works.
uni, I'll be open. If I chose a course, if I chose to get back into education,
Yes.
and I went to like college and I studied that course, if that course, in order for me to really, really finish it or like really, really take it to the next level, if that course needs me to go to uni to take it to that next level, then I'll be open to going back to going to uni as well.
Wow.
I'll be open to that 1,000,000% as well.
Yes, and I encourage you to do that as well, bro.
1,000,000%, man. Chances are I'm definitely gonna get back into it because my soul, bro. I can't really explain it, but I feel it within my soul to like just go back, bro.
Go study, yeah.
Yeah, to go back and
Study's good. So I think that study's good.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's part of my journey up until this moment to go to university or go to college. But if you know me closely, anyone who knows me closely knows that I'm always like studying. Essentially, my for knowledge is a constant pursuit, and for me, I'm a very pragmatic person. So I built all my life from the ground up. Like I didn't have any like good grades to go do anything really. But I've always like been blessed with utilizing my talent in a way and being in the right spaces at the right times that I'm given the right opportunities. And I'm a firm believer that if you like we said, like if you put all of your might into everything you do, that like God's gonna show up for you. Basically, He's gonna show up for you.
Praise to God. Amen to that. Amen. Inshallah, indeed as well, man. Yeah, bro.
Indeed, because it's like we are servants of the mission that God wants us to do, and so if we just give it our best, and we just trust that thing, as long as we're doing all that, it's all gonna work out. And I wish the equation was more like complex for you, but it's as simple as this.
It's very simple. Even going into that, talking about distractions.
Yes.
Because I believe, bro, honestly, like when you're trying to do God's work, you know, when you're doing God's work, when you're trying, however people might put it, sometimes distractions will come into the way, right? Yes. Sometimes you might get distracted and whatnot. Like for you, how do you deal with like life distractions? I believe sometimes you probably face your own distractions yourself in your own journey, right?
I've been enjoying this.
How do you deal with it, man?
Yeah, man, because like...
Yeah.
I'm just a real guy too, like... Do you know what I mean? Like... You get me?
Hey, Rees, bro.
Sent here for what?
Yeah.
No, so like...
I just been doing my thing, you know.
Trust me.
Bro, those distractions, bro. Bro, mad.
It's long, blood. It's long.
How do you like maneuver? You get me? Whatever the word is, pivot or maneuver around those distractions you get me, to keep you on your path. Yeah. Living your life, doing God's work. Bro.
I have to laugh about it most times. I just have to laugh it. Like, I have to laugh it off, and I have to like, you know, like, I have this view myself. That it's about creating a really loud voice in your head.
Interesting. Dive more into it. What do you mean, bro?
A loud voice
Interesting.
in your head, like a loud voice that you know is yours, that you can't even question is not yours. But if it's not yours, then it's only going to be God, if you understand. It's that loud. It can only be you or God. It's this level. And so within that, when things that are distracting approach,
Yeah.
it's like, well, in how loud is that voice, and is it that voice that's speaking for me to go and take any actions on that thing?
And even sometimes, how do you differentiate that voice within your head? Because for me, I always tell people I got like two or three voices in my head that sometimes sometimes I hear in my that like I hear them in my head, and
Yeah.
sometimes when I'm going through certain situations or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
and
yeah.
sometimes it's like it could be quite tricky because it's like, is this really me or is this my
Yes.
mind playing tricks on me?
Yes,
You got to understand.
yes,
So sometimes, how do you learn how
do
to
you-
listen to that specific voice or to those voices in your
voices?
head?
Yeah. I'd say that the first thing is, if you're not someone who prays, I'm not gonna force you to start praying, but what I will do is give you a skill right now that gives you the same confidence in yourself.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's really simple. So what I'm about to show you is a mindfulness activity. Yes, it's one where you connect to your breathing and you slow yourself down. And as you continue this rhythmic cycle, you ask your body, whether with your voice or whisper or inside your head, ask, in my body, where is my yes?
Interesting.
I'm asking you, body, show me where my yes is. And then you just observe, whereas maybe it will show up in like a piece of tension, or maybe it will show up in like at the end of the breath. And you'll just kind of know, like, oh, at the end of the breath that felt like that was at the top of my head, or end of that breath that felt like that was in my. And so at this point you then go on and ask about the no, and where is my no? And when you go into it, it's the same process. And your body will kind of tell you like where it is essentially.
Interesting.
Then you remember those places, and now you ask the third thing, which is, do I need to go there and do that? Or should I go and study university here?
Yeah.
And it might say no. And I say, should I go and study university there? And it might say no. And should I go study university way back there? And they come through and it's like, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And that's the exercise before you can proper get a clear no or a clear yes, yeah, is that an exercise you need to practice doing on a regular basis
You can
to get more clarity?
You can do it in the first time.
Oh,
In
okay.
the first time you do it, if
Okay.
you give, especially if you kind of, once you ask,
Yeah.
you don't just go like, where is my yes, and then think like where it goes, but then you really tap into your body and you go, and where your body directs you to is where that answer is.
The answer is
Yes, because
that
your
no
body
or
has intelligence where the no or yes is, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel you, bro, man.
Yes.
Honestly, I feel you.
So that's what people can do if they want to learn to trust the voice inside themselves to make decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like you have this gut feeling.
Those are the ones that I mainly get. It's like a feeling where it's like I can't describe it, but I feel it within my soul. It's like, yo. But then sometimes again, like exactly what you said. Maybe I definitely need to do some of this exercise as well. But like exactly what you said. Sometimes I get certain thoughts or certain feelings in my gut feeling in it. But then, like you said, like sometimes I struggle to be like, is this the right thing?
Yeah. Disbelief
And then I start
comes in, right?
Yeah, is this the right thing for me to do, or am I just overthinking about this too much for whatever reason?
Yes.
And then I go between like, is this what I should really, really do? Or, or is
Yeah.
this something I'm just overly thinking for no good reason? You get me?
And for that,
Yeah.
the answer is find your yes or no as soon as possible to make that voice shut up. So that, and then make a choice and go and do something.
Okay.
Because it's not about do I really want to. You remember we said that one earlier. It's
I'll
like
keep
it's not
on
about
going
what I
round and
really
round.
want.
Yeah.
It's about when can I make a choice and go
Literally.
and like forward, my man,
Mm.
woman, whatever you identify as, forward, like
Yeah.
life will open up.
I hear you, but